September 28th, 2009. I'm in Calgary and it is cold. I've just met with 2 of our interns. This semester we have 13 interns working in universities across the country, and everyone seems to be working on Foreign Policy Camp. The Montreal, Toronto, and Edmonton interns are organizing satellite camps on various global issues to the big camp that we're organizing in Vancouver on November 30th. I'm feeling a little nervous about the camp format because you just can't predict how it will unfold. But young people seem to like it. It's already generating quite a buzz. Well, no one can tell us that we don't walk the talk. Canada's World has been calling for a new way of engaging citizens, and the Foreign Policy Camp is demonstrating a much more open and transparent form of engagement. But I wish I wasn't such a Luddite. Each time one of our staff or interns talk to me about a new online tool, I just kind of nod my head. What exactly is a Mashboard anyway?
I suggested that Canada's World do a foreign policy camp because I'd been involved with a few camps before. The idea behind a camp is that there's very little preset agenda and lots of opportunity for participants to come in and say, this is what we want to talk about today, this is what we want to do, and let's collaboratively figure this out together. And because Canada's World was so much about emphasizing citizen participation and openness and citizen decision-making, it was just such a perfect fit.
I remember us staying up really late the night before and crazily planning last-minute things and thinking the whole time, what if no one shows up? And on the day of, it was packed.
Going down just before it started, hundreds of people in the room, all full of energy and excited. But the most notable thing was how many of them were young.
The range of people, the socioeconomic range, the age range, the gender diversity, the ethnocultural diversity was terrific.
I saw people who were obviously unsure of what to expect of a certain older generation sitting next to somebody who looked like they were from high school. And suddenly you hand out these boom whackers and everybody's wondering what's going on.
I have to admit that I was very reluctant to embrace the whole camp idea at the beginning because I couldn't understand, what, you're going to have 400 people come and you're not going to have an agenda and it's just going to kind of throw people in and it'll be decided on the spot. As the time went by and I got to know the people and became a little more comfortable and saw the value in the process, I'd like to think that I embraced it wholeheartedly.
There was a tone that was set that made, I think, a lot of people who often wouldn't want to speak in those kinds of forums feel comfortable doing that, and feel comfortable doing that in a way that was meaningful and that actually added to the discussion.
Well, that Afghanistan roundtable was really something else. The pretty genuinely eclectic group of people Canada's World was able to bring together into that boardroom and sort of render titles not irrelevant. People knew who was with who and stuff, but rendered them less important.
The Asia Pacific Foundation organized the Asia Pacific Foreign Policy Case Study. It's almost unprecedented to have that kind of sustained dialogue for, a couple hours with such a mixed bag of people talking about the unifying question, how do we get Asia on the mental map of Canadians?
The new media component of it was really a defining feature.
We used Ustream, live video streaming. We used live wikis for note-taking. We had a Twitter hashtag that everyone was using to engage with the camp, even people that weren't there. All of our photos were being uploaded to our Flickr pool immediately so people could see different photos as they were happening. We got people from all over Canada to write on these little pieces of paper what their most important foreign policy concern was, and we got a lot of different answers that were really interesting.
And there was also a survey on Canada's role and leadership in the world in various regards.
We had graphic facilitators that were facilitating through art all of the results of our online citizen survey.
My company, Magenta, created a software application that we call Mashboard. The survey results were presented on the Mashboard, the Twitter comments were presented on the Mashboard, and those discussions were amalgamated into one single place and then graphically represented to show what the cumulative conversation was.
The whole concept behind mixing the experts and the non-experts, bringing up your own topics. Once again, the theme of Canada's World gave voice to people who probably wouldn't have talked in the first place.
The closing ceremonies at Foreign Policy Camp, when we were all up on stage, there was a kind of a sense of, yeah, we did it.